So in the last video, we looked at these commands. And in this video, we're going to look at 6 more commands, which are the which command, the info command. We're going to look at flags. Then we'll look at remove directory and then the rm command. Then we'll look at the cp and the mv command. So let's go to which. So the which command allows us to find where a command is on the file system. So for example, when I run ls is a program that shows me, that lists all the files and folders in a particular directory. So if I do which ls, for example, this shows me where the ls command is on the system. If I also do which, for example, chmod, right? It shows me where chmod is in the system. If I do which, so these are commands that we will look at much later. Shows me where it is on the system. Number 2, info command. For you to get more information about a command, you need to use the info command. So let's see info ls, for example. Right, so info ls just shows us what we need to know about the ls command. So if I scroll down, you'll see all the other details that Linux wants us to know about the ls command. So we can see different descriptions, and these are what we call flags. We're going to look at flags much later. Right, so let me quit. Let's do one more. Let's do info chmod, for example. Right, you can see all of the descriptions, and you can take your time to read all of the Linux commands by using the info keyword or the info command. Right, so you can see all of the flags here. So I'll quit with the Q. Instead of using info, you can also use man. Right, so instead of info, you can use man. Man just means manual. So let's do info man ls. It gives you the same thing, but this time around, you have a more concise description of the ls command. So you can do lsa, ls-b, and all of that. So I'll quit with Q. And then this takes us into flag, right? So a flag just basically describes the command you want, right? So this is the ls command, and these are the flags that are accessible for ls command. So for example, let's look at the -a flag, right? Let's look at the -a flag. Let's scroll down and look at other flags that we can access. We can look at the -i flag as well, and then we can look at the -l flag. So for example, let's do ls -a, right? Okay, let me go back, cd. So let's do ls -a for the root directory. So you can see all of the directories here. Let's do ls -l for the root directory. So what you see is that it gives us more information about the root directory. So we can see the permissions. We can see user group and the date of creation, the last time it was edited, and so many other information that this flag gave us. So let's combine the two of them and do ls -la into the root directory and see what it gives us. Beautiful stuff. So -a just allows us to see the hidden folders and the hidden files in that directory. So that's all on flags. The next command is the rmdir command. So say we want to remove a directory, right? So earlier we created a first folder, and inside the first folder, we created a second folder, and inside the second folder, we created a third folder, right? So let's say I want to remove the third folder from this directory. All I need to do is an rmdir, then first folder, second folder, and then the third folder, right? So this command is going to remove the third folder. So if you check ls second folder, you won't find anything there again, right? So we removed the third folder. So we use the rmdir command to remove folders. What if I want to remove this first folder? Right? What if I want to remove this first folder from here? So rmdir, remove the first folder. Don't forget, the first folder is pregnant with the second folder. But what if I want to remove this first folder recursively? Let me try this. So it's not going to work. How do I do that now? I need to do that with an rm command. So I'll do rm -r, and then I'll do first folder. So it's going to remove, if I do ls now, I won't find anything there. So it removes that recursively. And basically the rm is used to remove files. So let me create a file and call it Devops. Right? If you ls that file, this directory, you'll see the file I just created. But if I want to remove this file now, I can do rm for remove and Devops. I'm going to remove it. If I ls right now, I'm not going to find it any longer. So that's all for rm and rm directory. So lastly, we have cp and move, right? So if I have in this folder, if I create a folder now, make directory, call it first folder, right? And then I make directory again, I call it second folder. Right, if I ls now, I'll find two folders. Now let me cd into the first folder and create a file. So I'm inside my first folder now. Let me create a file with the touch command and call it Devops file. Let me ls now. Beautiful, I have my Devops file. What if I want to move this file? I want to copy this file from the first folder into the second folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cp command, right? Then the file name. That's how it works. The file name. Then the location or the directory location you want to copy the file inside. Right? This is basically how it works. So let me do that now. So cp Devops file. And then I'm going to do that inside my right. So cp and then the name of the file and then the location or the path of the directory we're copying inside. So if we go ahead to cd dot dot, and I do ls now. So I want to cd into second folder now. And ls, you'll find my Devops file here, right? But what we did here is copy. So we copied the file. So if I go back to my first folder, you will still find that file there. Right? If I ls now, you'll still find my Devops file here. What if I want to copy and paste? I want to copy from first folder into the second folder without the file remaining in my first folder. Instead of cp, we're going to use a move directory, a move command rather. So I'll use up to go back to the previous command, right? So this same command, but instead of cp, we're going to do mv. So the mv command moves So it moves it straight up. And then if you go back into first folder, you shouldn't find it there any longer, right? So that will be the end of this video.